Comfort is the source of your depression. We live in a society that values so much comfort. We have to eat good food all the time. We have to feel good all the time. If we're not feeling, good and we're feeling a little bit of discomfort, we pull out our phones. And this is how we've been trained in this new society in the 21st century, you know. Um, I want to talk a little bit about my experience this past year, guys, and who I used to be and who I am now. And really, I've gotten rid of my depression completely, guys, by just putting gratification last, or delaying gratification is the right way to say that. But by delaying gratification, you really can fix your depression, guys. And I didn't do I'm not going to therapy. I'm not taking any sort of medication. And it's just gone, guys. I feel so great, and I think back to the person I was last year. I had a really rough last year, guys, in 2025, right? I was very depressed, right? I was working a lot of things going on at work, lots of changes, lots of things to adapt to, lots of negativity at work. I won't get too much into it, but just a very chaotic work environment and a lot of things out of my control, and a lot of people that needed my help that I couldn't help, right? So that automatically put me in a bad place at the start of the year. Um, my drinking was out of control, right? Every weekend was a weekend to drink, guys. I go to a brewery, I go to a bar, shots, 5, 6 shots. And don't even get me started on pre-gaming, right? Because you always got to pre-game before you go out. So you have 2, 3 shots at home, then you have shots when you go out to the bar, then you have beers, you have well drinks, whatever you want to drink. It's just crazy, y'all. I was ruining my body. You wake up the next day hungover as hell, and the only thing to do is order food, right? And you order food, right? My go-to was Wingstop, my favorite lemon pepper wings. You know how fucking amazing those are. Um, lemon pepper wings, fries, get hella high, eat all of it, go, fucking jack off, and then go to sleep, guys. And this was my life for years, man, and especially in the past couple years. It got out of control, guys. And I'll share, the drunken nights were getting very, very tough to continue, because I'm a lot older, my body can't keep up. And it was tough, man. And recovery days turned into 2, 3 days of me repeating this cycle, right? And so my depression was at an all-time high. And so until I decided that this is enough, I need to do something, right? I need to invest in myself. Um, I was stuck in this cycle. And really, it is the cycle of constant gratification, guys. If you are very, very depressed, if you're very comfortable, comfort is the source of your depression. You're not out there doing the things you need to do to become the person you want to be. So think about this, guys. Think about how comfortable you are and how mentally well you are, right? The two are correlated, right? And I think specifically with the younger generation, I see this a lot with some of my younger friends, who are Gen Z or even younger, is they're stuck, right? A lot of y'all are stuck in your homes, you're stuck playing video games, you're stuck watching pornography, you're stuck getting high, you're stuck smoking vapes, right? And just constant gratification, right? It's so easy now. If you think about like a vape, like a nicotine vape or a weed vape, it is literally right there. You don't even have to go outside, right? Like back then, back when I was growing up and all we had was cigarettes, you still had to go outside to smoke a cigarette, right? Because no, you can't be stinking up the place with a cigarette. Now it is literally right next to you. You can grab that vape whenever you want, you hit it, and boom, I feel a lot better. I already know you guys are doing this. I know because I used to do it too. The vape is right next to your bed. You wake up and you hit that shit, right? That is that is because you are blocking things out of your mind, guys. And so delaying gratification is a very important skill you have to learn. Otherwise, you're going to be a slave to your desires, and comfort will create this very depressive person that you are going to be, you know? And so if you're stuck inside, guys, if you can't get out, if you have social anxiety, you have to push through and you have to do things that are hard so that you can get out of that space and start to feel a little better. These anxieties you have, these depression or these depressive thoughts that you have are a source of comfort because you're just too comfortable. Like think about people in other countries, like especially in third world countries. If you've ever traveled outside of the Western world, and you go to a place that's a little bit poorer. My family's from Guatemala, and we'll go back there and we'll see people in very impoverished conditions, right? However, they are some of the happiest people you meet, and that is because they have a purpose, and they're not comfortable. They're hustling, right? They're looking for money, they're trying to feed their families, and in that chaos, they find happiness, and also, if you've ever been in nature, that's another thing we sort of miss out on here, at least in the United States, is that nature, right? We don't get out enough, and those folks in other countries, in more impoverished countries, obviously have no choice, but just being outside, being in nature, walking through nature, being able to enjoy what Mother Nature gives us, also helps, give you some of that relief and happiness. And so these folks, like really, I encourage you to travel to some of these places, and you'll see some of the happiest people on earth who don't have what we have, right? And you think about it, and our material possessions mean so much to us, right? And we become so attached to them, and it's so meaningless, guys. And so I guess that's sort of what I wanted to talk about today. You're too comfortable. Everyone is too comfortable, and your comfort is the source of your depression. Do hard things. And the way I snapped out of this was through fitness, guys. Fitness is going to be the easiest way to snap out of this. Hit the gym, do your cardio, fix your diet, and that is going to help you out so much to get out of this depression that you are stuck in, right? But it's time, guys. It's time to snap out of this, and this is going to be a skill that we are all going to have to learn, because guess what? It's only getting worse. We're only being able to, we're only we're it's only getting easier to gratify yourself, to get that instant gratification, right? We have delivery apps now. You don't even have to leave your house to get, that food. We even have AI, and think about like the AI pornography, guys, that is going to distort your mind. You can't be watching that shit. The drugs are getting crazier, right? The medications are getting crazier. It's going to become such a skill to delay gratification and to take care of yourself that way. You're going to be unique. And being unique and being accountable to yourself is going to be the skill that is needed as we enter this latter half of this century, guys. And so you're really going to need to figure your shit out, man, and get out of this depressive episode. But if there's one thing you take away from this video, you're too comfortable. And the more comfortable you are, the more you're going to feel depressed, guys. So, whatever you need to do to get out of there, snap out of it, start doing something productive, do something creative. You can even start with just reading books, right? That's a great way. But overall, guys, the fitness is going to be the easiest way to jumpstart this, right? And it's going to be painful for those few couple months, but trust me, it is so worth it. And it's going to be a skill you're going to use to amplify yourself and become amazing, guys. So, yeah.